Well, it has been a very, very long time since I've been not only on this server, but also on this channel to make episode 3 in this goofy looking Minecraft skin. Yeah, I don't really know why I'm defaulted to this goofy looking skin and not my iconic shit ass skin, but I guess we're gonna go with it. But it has been a long time coming, and I am finally bringing you episode 3 of the Desperate4Views SMP. Oops. And, yeah, I have not been on here for a while. I did try to make a video on here last week, and I kind of rambled on for way too long, and I just figured I should just remake the video entirely and just simplify everything, and basically going over the future of this channel and what I plan to do with it from here on out. To get right to the point, this server is now going to become one of my only 2 forever worlds. This world will be my forever SMP, and then I will have one different forever solo world that has custom terrain generation. And that's literally it. There aren't going to be any more outside of that other than like short little challenge runs or speed runs that I want to do. Now, I know if you've been on YouTube for more than a split microsecond, you probably realize that a lot of people have been talking about forever worlds in Minecraft recently. And the concept of forever worlds is you basically stop creating brand new survival worlds and going through the early game process over and over and over again. And instead, you get one world and you just continue building and building and building on it basically forever. And I kind of had the same idea regarding that a few years ago, where in the OG Yeet Squad server, I kind of had the idea of just getting rid of everything, moving to a faraway place, and just starting over. And I actually kind of did that with a jungle survival base that was actually a few thousand blocks away from our main base. But it was shortly after that where I kind of changed my mind on the whole idea and just moved back to the main base anyways to continue on some main builds. But I think the point kind of still stands where I don't really want to keep making new worlds over and over and over again every time I have a 2-week Minecraft phase kick in. And at this point, it's been almost a year since I've played this world consistently. The last video I uploaded of this world was only episode 2, and there have been some new things ever since that video was published. I think Wyoming's base was still like pretty similar to the way it is right now. I did not start working on the lighthouse in episode 2, so that's now done and complete, as you can see. I did quite a bit of terraforming work over here in preparation for building the farming village on this island. And I'm not exactly sure what else I've done in like the main spawn area ever since the last video. I know I did decorate my base a whole lot more, so I put a lot of these tall trees in, I built this nice path, and I really put in a ton of work to my starter base, which actually still looks pretty decent to this day, except for the house itself. Also this random lava that I still desperately need to get rid of. So this whole area actually got a pretty solid amount of work in between videos. I don't remember if like the boardwalk was done in any form since the last video. There's this little bit right here that I also started working on like several months ago. But at some point I just stopped like running the server, and I basically moved on to playing other different things, and I just have like these weird Minecraft phases where I'll get super addicted to the game for 2 weeks, and then the other 2 months after that I'll be semi-addicted, just like hopping on every other day or so. And then like I'll go like 6 months without playing it for a single minute. So I'm pretty sure everybody has like these Minecraft phases that kick in every now and then. But for the past month or so, I have been crazy addicted to Minecraft again. And I have not been spending that time on this world or my brand new 100% solo survival world with mods that I plan on starting as a whole YouTube series as well here in a few weeks. My PC still needs a couple more upgrades before that series starts, because the world generation data pack that I'm going to be using is actually insane, and I definitely need a stronger CPU before I even think about starting a world like that, let alone recording a series of it. But I have been working on several different upgrades as far as like my PC and as far as videos go. And I think like now is probably the best time to do like semi-consistent uploads again. I had a lot of issues with my previous GPU. I now have a 7900 XTX, which gives me AV1 encoding. My FPS is like not that much better in terms of Minecraft because it hardly uses a GPU in the first place. But on a world like this, I might actually be able to play with shaders, but I don't have Iris installed for this version of Minecraft yet, and I also don't even remember how to run like the server, or like there's obviously a bunch of updates I need to do to like the plugins and stuff as well. But I don't even know how to get this server like running for other people to play on it right now, but hopefully I'll figure that out in the next few days, and then we can actually like officially get this rolling again, hopefully with some new members. I'm not going to bring on like literally anybody in the world. I obviously want it to be people that I know, of course. But instead of just starting all over again, only to get bored after like the main grind is over, I just want to hop back into this world, continue where I left off, and also probably get started on some mega projects that I have been dreaming of doing for literally years. A couple ideas that I have in mind for mega projects are, one, I want to build like all the farms that I could ever possibly want, of course, like stone generator, wither farm, slime farm, everything like that. But as far as mega projects are concerned, I want to build a perimeter in this new terrain all the way down to bedrock, and probably even deleting the bedrock itself, and probably just having like a big void perimeter just here in the overworld. I want to expand the spawn area base and make it into like a big town or mega base style build, even going from that coastline over there to that coastline down there. I want to move over to the mountains and start building things over there, as well as like these big lookout towers that are scattered across the landscape, and use those as like landmarks to know where you're at without having to press F3 over and over again. So I'm sure you can see those hills over there. I kind of actually... That mountain back there might be terrain from a different world because Distant Horizons is weird like that. Okay, no, never mind. It is from this world. But just like here and there, I kind of want to plop down like watchtowers or just like big towers in general that are just spread across the landscape, and you can get a pretty good idea of like where you are in the world. With the exception of the stony shore biome that kind of ruins everything and changes the color of the grass, it is a pretty solid area for like a spawn town. We got plains over there, which is, unfortunately, it's like elevated plains with like deep canyons where the river flows, which I really am not a big fan of. All this area is pretty much flower forest, which is one of my favorite biomes. The mountains obviously like these mountains stretch for like a couple thousand blocks because this is the large biomes terrain. And I think like the uber mega projects that I want to do is a double chest of every single item in the game, and I want to collect every single armor trim in the game as well. These are pretty massive goals, but at the same time, like if I am going to go through with this and consider this to be a forever world, regardless if people play this server or not, if nobody plays the server, I'll just treat it like a survival world. It's basically going to be like... Basically that. It is going to be like an open survival world. I'm going to treat this as a solo world, and anybody else that wants to hop on and play and contribute and do stuff with it, then they're more than welcome to. Anybody that I know, of course, not just like completely random people. But yeah, I'm just like not really interested in starting all over from scratch again. I think a couple people who did play this server early on probably would want something like that. They probably do want to start over because they don't like want to just pick up randomly where they left off and figure out that they're actually like so much further behind than we are because like we have stacked gear and everything, and they're probably still in the iron. But I kind of want to have like a very nice world with like decent builds for once. The Yeet Squad server was pretty much the only world where we ever accomplished anything like that. And if we start a brand new server over once again, even with like the amount of time I have to play these days, it's going to take so much longer to actually like get to that point again, even to get to this point again. Like this is already like a semi-decent enough amount of progress. I've been doing a little bit more landscaping than I have like building actual buildings, which I actually suck at. But the cool thing about servers is that not only do you have company, but you also have people who have different skill sets. So me personally, I'm good at landscaping and like making paths, terraforming, material gathering, stuff like that. And other people are pretty good at building things. So Wyoming's tower over there looks pretty nice. Kurisu, who I played with in the Yeet Squad server, he's really good at buildings. He made like a really nice Japanese like house and shrine. And that's like the cool thing about servers is that everybody can play to their strengths. And two people playing on the same world with like the same amount of playtime is literally twice the amount of progress that you would get as opposed to like playing solo. So that's pretty much my current plans as far as the server goes. I know this is episode 3. I am going to count it as episode 3, even though I really did not do anything. All I did was like pretty much show like a couple things that were different between now and the previous episode. I should also mention that I do have my god armor now. So I did do like a lot of exploring. I did a lot of grinding. But as far as like things that we've built since episode 2, I don't really think there's anything major to show other than the lighthouse. And whenever episode 4 comes in a couple weeks, I'm not going to do it like immediately because I still have to like get the server back up and running. I have to like find out whenever everybody wants to play and stuff like that. But for episode 4, I am going to get back into this as if I never left it in the first place. The only thing that I'm worried about right now is the amount of time that I actually have to play and work on this series, because I do have a separate channel that actually does very well. However, I am pretty burnt out on it right now, so I might actually do this semi-frequently just to like get the burnout over with and like do something different every now and then and not get extremely bored with one certain thing. But I am definitely looking forward to getting back on the server, continuing the series, and not making like I think it would be like my 6th episode 1 or something like that whenever it comes to like a survival world, which is like pretty insane for a Minecraft channel that rarely uploads. But hey, I mean, at some point I gotta commit to something if I want to make this work. So that's the plan for now. Sorry for the super long wait for those of you who actually are still around here for whatever reason. And yeah, at some point episode 4 will be coming, and well, we'll get back to work on this world as if we never left it. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching episode 3, where I did absolutely nothing but ramble, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully in my iconic skin again, because this one looks so weird.